Hey YouTube, and Sendar here. Today I'm going to cover the second part of a series I'm doing on nodes and node network. Today I'll be covering the excavation nodes, which there are currently 8 that I know of. There might be a 9th one coming soon, or one that I don't know about, but these 8 are pretty easy to get, and I'll go over all those. Excavation nodes are a little different than normal nodes. To actually be able to send a worker to these areas, you need to go to the node, discover it, of course, but you also need to talk to an NPC at each of these nodes and pay a 35 energy fee to get knowledge on the actual node before you can start gathering from it. And of course, it needs to be connected. Here's a list on the screen. All these are pretty easy to get. Pilgrim Sanctum is out in Valencia. I haven't actually connected or used that yet. It's not terribly important either, at least for me, but at some point I will connect that, and if it's any good results, I'll probably post an update on the comments here. Alright, so let's get started. So I'm going to pull up my current node setup. Zoom this out a little so you can see. Of course, I clicked production node information to make this easier to see for everybody. The first excavation node is up here near Velia. You'll actually run into this one pretty quick with the Black Spirit main quest. Ancient Stone Chamber. And here's the excavation node. This will show up again after you spend the energy. Okay, so for this one, Ancient Stone Chamber, CP1, subnode 1. Trace of Ascension, Trace Earth. Trace Earth's pretty good for plywood hardener, so you either can use that for that or sell it. With all these excavation nodes, you're going to notice that you get multiple items, up to 5. So wherever you send a worker from, your storage is probably going to fill up pretty quick with junk items. These can just be vendored to the NPC after they accumulate for a while. And you'll get that on top of the main stuff. As you can see, I'm going to show you these junk items. You get a lot of these, so you'll definitely need storage, and I just send a worker pretty much from each different city to each one. Because if you have them all in one city, it's going to be 20 or 30 junk items filling up your storage. And the one thing about excavation nodes, you almost always want to use humans for these with the highest luck possible. So artisan human, hopefully with some luck skills. Since all these items will be based on luck, you'll get more of them with higher luck, so try to stick with humans. Alright, for the next one we're looking at Lynch Farm Ruins, which is just west of Hideout here. And you can see I have another artisan human worker on this one here. So for this one, Lynch Farm Ruins, I actually tried to bold the ones that are really important. I don't know if it's going to show up too well in this. But Trace of Savagery, super important from metal solvent, which you need for pure crystals, so that's always an in-demand item. Actually, this is probably one of the better excavation nodes, so you probably want to pick that one up pretty quickly. Glish Ruins, which is actually just south of Hideout here. Same thing as always with the humans. For Glish, we're looking at Trace of Origin, Trace of Hunting. Another important one for Gem Polisher. So, pretty good one to grab there too. And that pretty much covers the 2 in Serendia. Now we got 3 in Calpheon. Bernianto Farm. This is just north of Calpheon. So for this one, we're looking at Trace of Battle and Trace of Forest. Trace of Forest is really important for life skill clothes, especially I believe Gathering. So that's a good one that'll always sell and can be very useful. And of course the Trace of Battle is in multiple weapons. Next we got Rua tree stub. So from Calpheon, you want to go south. This one's a little harder to connect, and you could probably do this later after you get your CP up a bit. For this one, we're looking to trace a forest, again, really important and really useful. And trace of despair, so life skill clothes and weapons on that one. Next one, Mancha Forest. And you can see all the CP cost on each of these too in this little spreadsheet thing I put here. And that is, again, just southwest of Calpheon. Right here. Okay, for the next one, we've got Ancient Ruins, which is just east of Heidel. In the beginning, you won't have very much contribution, so this will be, you know, looking at this now, it might look pretty crazy and hard to achieve, but I did do 2 videos, one on power level and cooking and one on power level and alchemy, and the byproducts or hand-ins you get while you're doing that, you can just keep turning in for contribution points, and it's going to be pretty easy to get up to 250 contribution points. At that point, it'll get much harder, and now that I hit 300, it's insane, but just keep at it and keep building up your contribution points, and these will all sort of fall into place. I'll be doing the other videos on cooking, alchemy nodes, and timber nodes, and a couple other videos probably before this is all done. This will all just work together eventually, but going for all these different excavations is definitely a good start. Okay, so we've got that one. Now we'll go back to this. And we're looking at Pilgrim Sanctum. I believe we got all the other ones. And that's really far over here. I don't even know if I have this. It should be down here. I did do a little screenshot. I haven't been out here and messed with this yet or picked up these nodes. In the future, I think I'm going to probably do a video on just Valencia nodes, since it's really expensive with contributions. So when you're starting out, almost always better to pick over here. It's much easier. There's profit to be made over here, however, so I will try to branch out here. I just have to pump out some serious contribution, obviously. So that should cover up, and I'll leave this on the screen here, that should cover all the different excavation nodes. And just to recap, each one you'll have to run to, pay some energy to discover. You want to use human, highest luck humans on each one. If you can see the highlighted items here, those are the ones that are most high in demand. Trace of Savagery is probably the highest in demand of all of them. Trace of Earth, Trace of Forest, Trace of Origin. And hopefully this will help you out, and subscribe so you get notified for any more videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll try to get some more out here soon. Thanks.